welcome to our channel about hockey. Okay, actually I'm kidding. So welcome to our presentation. My name is Zichen and today my group and I, we're gonna talk about the famous man into international hockey and hockey. So today we're gonna talk about Michael Ahern. So let's move on to the next page. So now you can see this picture, or you can see there's an old guy in this in the middle of the slideshow. So the guy name is Bunny. So he is already be in the position of international hockey and English hockey over 40 years. So then in this PowerPoint or in this presentation, we're gonna talk about why he can be in this position of a big finger for such a long time. We can say probably people can live around 100 years old, but why or how Benny can spend around 40 years in the English hockey and international hockey development, and how he can keep his position or keep being a big finger in the hockey area. So in this presentation, we will bring you the specific example and explanation about how or why Benny can be so famous. So in this page, we're going to talk about the overview of Bunny's life and Bunny's life timeline. So as the picture shows, Bunny was born on 19 November 1900 in Country Wexford, and unfortunately he's dead because the heart failure on 11 April 1988 at Gloucestershire. And in his life, he was conducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1977, into Bridgetown Hall of Fame in 1986, and also the IIHF, which is International Ice Hockey Federation, on Hall of Fame in 1997. Therefore, he received honors from several countries for his service to international hockey. He spent a majority of his life raising in England, working as a travel agent, and never played ice hockey. So also as the slide shows, Bunny was in the position of Secretary of BIHA, which is the British Ice Hockey Association, from 1934 to 1971, and actually from 1971 to 1982 he's been the position of president of BIHA. And at the meanwhile, from 1951 to 1975, Bunny was being the vice president and the president of IIHF. As I mentioned, is the International Ice Hockey Federation. And then for this one, we will have the further and more specific explanation in the end of the presentation. So in this page, we're going to talk about why Benny have this nickname and how he got this nickname. So for example, some people call him businessman, a dictator, or arrogant, or obstinate. So first, I would like to talk about businessman. He's known as businessman of hockey because he has improved the financial situation of ice hockey and increased the money pool, such as well as the sponsorship. And for this one, we will definitely have the further explanation on the next page of slideshow. And also in the process of researching, we find other nicknames also come for a reason. For example, people call him like arrogant because he said the National League is my baby, as he declared. He did everything from drawing up the fixture to sorting out the referencing problems. And also, for example, why people call him as a dictator, because when the British National League complexed in 1960, Benny was deeply involved in international affairs, but he remained firmly in charge at BIHA, and as I mentioned before, he became the president in 1971. In this page, we're going to talk about Benny and what is the strong impact that Benny bring on international hockey. So after researching, I believe Benny is a really smart man and Benny is a really successful businessman because according to the research, the most strong impact that Benny to international hockey is improved financial position. He boosted IIHF coffee from 30,000 to 2 billion, which is a huge amount of money. So how he can do that? So one of his main duty was organizing of the annual World Championship, and in the process of organizing this championship, he decided to add, as a picture, as the PowerPoint shows, Benny decided to add those extension creativity to have more coffee or more money, we say. So the extensive advertising include the creation of various pools, sharing out to various countries, and selling the TV rights.
So as for the major accomplishment of Bani Ahar, we should acknowledge that in 1934 he became manager of the Great British national team, and amongst numerous achievements during his tenure was the team's 1936 Olympic gold medal success. During this period, he also represented Great Britain in the National Ice Hockey Federation, joining the council in 1947. Between 1951 and 1975, he actively served the IIHF 3 times as both vice president and president, with his first term in a top position within the sport in 1954. He later became prominent in administering the sport at an international level, becoming the president of the IIHF in 1957. While serving on the IIHF Council, Ahar took an active role in advertising and television rights matters. Ahar was very skilled at combining his official functions with his business commitments. Bani Ahar represented Great Britain in the IIHF for 14 years, and in 1977, after his retirement from the IIHF, he was elected into the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto, Canada. He was also inducted into the both Hockey Hall of Fame and the British Ice Hockey Hall of Fame during his lifetime. In his very enterprising 33-year-old, he was made an honorary member of the Eastern Arenas Union, a hockey promoters organization, and the CAHA's European representative. In addition, Bani Ahar implemented business reforms at the IIHF, oversaw the growth of ice hockey to new countries, and expanded the Ice Hockey World Championship. Also, he introduced advertisement on the sideboards of hockey rinks during the World Championship and secured broadcasting rights for international matches. Overall, he is very good at business and finds ways to help strengthen the development of IIHF members by redistributing funds and profit sharing from these events to them. His abilities were appreciated on both sides of Atlantic. The BIHA made him their delegate um, to the world governing body, and he was appointed manager of Great Britain national team. This accomplishment and rewards demonstrate the great recognition of Ahern's hockey administration career. So speaking of why Bani Ahar is important to the game, firstly, he helped expand the growth of ice hockey to the world. During his time with the IIHF, Ahern is credited with improving its finance, cooperating with the International Olympic Committee, and helping to develop and introduce hockey to new countries. This shows that Ahern has great contribution and recognition in the hockey market after he proposed the idea of implementing the business reform at the IIHF. Secondly, his business acumen and talent for innovation gave the sport an enormous boost, swelling the IIHF coffers from 30,000 to 2 million Swiss francs, and he was one of the first people to turn sports advertising into big business. This is definitely a turning point in hockey's history. Thirdly, he also transformed the Ice Hockey World Championship into a well-known annual tournament and implemented the splitting of the event into different tiers of competition. His accomplishment and talents in business made him bring hockey onto a bigger stage that more countries developed their hockey market after them. Funny Ahern's contributions to hockey definitely show the importance to the game. He received honors from several countries for his services to international ice hockey, including the Cross of Finland, the Order of Yugoslavia, and the Gold Cross of Austria. So that's all of our presentation. Thanks for your listening.